Welcome back, members. It's 8:07, and we are going to work on real property tax. So staff, can you give us a guideline as to where we are with bill for the whole budget bill and the ads? And I guess we're over, so how much are we over?
Yes, Chair. So for the purposes of RPT, so speaking just general fund, we're showing that appropriations exceed revenue by $60,472,133.
$60,432.
$6,472,133.
6 million.
Wait. Sorry. 60,000,000
Yeah.
for $472,133.
Yeah.
Apologies, Chair.
That sounds like it.
And how much do we have in carryover for savings?
Chair, currently the carryover savings number for general fund that we have calculated is $137,364,424.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So members, anybody have any recommendations for real property tax? Any amendments?
Chair,
Yes.
I have agricultural tier rates if you're willing to hear me, Madam.
Yes, I know that was one of your passions.
I guess I'll just go through the tiers.
Did from real property tax or finance is the thresholds that we are able to work with, because that's the spreadsheet, because
Okay.
we can only
was
change the
the rate.
rates. We
Okay.
cannot change the
All right,
thresholds.
well, I'm ready for the rates then. I'm sorry. Okay, proposed tax rate for tier 1 is flat at $5.74.
Do you want to tell us which, because what we received from staff is there's two proposals. Oh, okay, got it. Mahalo for that clarification. I see the requester, GJ and TP now.
This kind of start off small on the first year where we tier them, and those, I think, keeping tier 1 at the present rate. Tier 2 is same as conservation, and tier 3 is $1 less than the Hawaii Island ag rate. Those are my proposed tiers for agriculture.
Okay. And Member Paulton has another one.
I'll yield to my colleague here. I don't think my tiering would yield more than the $123,393. His would.
Okay. Anybody else have any?
Increase, I mean.
Anybody else have any discussions regarding this rate? You want to? Okay, go ahead. Discussion.
Okay, so I'll read. I move to adjust the agricultural. Okay, I move to set the tiers in agricultural land class for the following tiers.
Okay.
Tier 1 being $5.74. Tier 2, $6.43. And tier 3, $8.35.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Just say your proposal.
So my proposed tiers, the numbers, tier 1 goes up to $3,300,000. Tier 2 is $3,300,001 to $8,500,000. And tier 3 is simply more than $8,500,000.
Okay. Yes.
Chair, could staff request clarification? Is the tier 1 to tier 2, is it the tier 1, is it up to 3 million or up to 3.3 million?
Tier 1 is up to $3,300,000. Yes.
We can't do that
That's what I
because
was. Right, so
it would have to be what he requested from finance at the beginning of the week, which
is what I thought I did, but if it's not in there, it's not in there, then we'll just go with the original, unless you have a different
No, Mr. Kruger was asking if it's up to 3.3 mil, and it cannot because we don't have that data. So it's up to what he proposed that
I did,
finance look into.
I did ask him to look in it, I did request him to do it, but.
Oh, I
if
don't
it's-
see it.
Okay, maybe I'll have to,
Chair?
Yes.
We do have a request from Councilmember Johnson for tiers of up to 3 million.
Okay.
And then 3 million to 8.5 million, and then more than 8.5 million. And real property tax did provide current value for revenue projection for those tiers.
okay, then let's stick with that. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, sorry about that. Let's do what we can do.
Okay, so these are fine then, right? You're just setting the rate. Okay. Anybody else have any discussion about this? Remember, Paulton, did you say you're not going to do yours?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do mine, but just clarifying that this adds in $123,393 in revenue.
Okay.
Is that what?
We're not going to be causing, creating a plus in one area and a big minus in another area. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, remember the tier 3 is a select few, and those select few are mostly corporations, and I think they can certainly afford it. The tier 1s, it's wide enough to include actual farmers that are dedicating their land to farming, and that's why we kept them flat. And the second tier is the same as conservation, so I feel that those are the pretty good reasoning. And I think at the end of the day, the number of 120,000 roughly is not too big of an ask for our ag community.
Member Paulton?
For Chair Lee's viewing pleasure, if we just used my 2 tiers with the low rate and then the high rate of what Member Johnson set, we would only generate an additional $76,939. That's with tier 1 up to 7 mil at 574 and 7 million plus at 835. But that only generates $76,939 as opposed to 123 something thousand.
123,393. What's your first rate?
First rate is flat, second rate is the same as Member Johnson. It's only 2 tiers.
Chair Lee?
Again, thank you for your work, both of you. I still rather hear from other proposals that don't necessarily touch areas that we are trying to build. And so I know Member Rollins Fernandez has something that might be interesting. I'm hoping that we can find $60 million and go home.
Yeah. That would be nice.
So-
Member Kama?
So maybe it'd be easy if we just started from the top. Owner occupant, just go down and see what everybody's going to propose. And then those that propose the mostest, maybe we should just go with that one proposal and just do away with everybody else's proposal. But let's start to see who's got what where before we all decide what we're going to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so,
thank you.
right, owner occupied. Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair. I propose for tier 1, 1.6.
Oh, what are the tiers you're establishing?
Oh,
Going
the
on?
same, the proposed, okay, we can start there. Tier 1, up to $1 million. Owner occupied, starting at the top. And then we can set the, I don't know why it's 1. I thought the mayor's one was 1.3.
I think you're looking at non-owner occupied. If you're looking at
No.
the top.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. I'll stick with the mayor's proposed 1.3. And then I'm open to hearing other discussion on that.
Okay, so
Um,
what about tier two?
Tier two, I don't see any other proposals, so it's just the mayor's proposal at 1.3 to 5, or 1.3 and $1 and 5, and then tier three is more than 5.
so that is, I think, Member Kama's
Yes.
proposal,
Yeah.
which I like it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If you, there's tabs on the bottom, and if it says cert, that's the mayor's proposal one,
Yeah.
and then you go.
Okay, member comma,
Oh, okay.
or are you done, member? Rollins?
Yeah, I just read member comma's tiers.
I like them. I like Member
thank
Kama's
you.
tiers.
I support it.
Full support.
Consensus.
Chair,
Yes.
apologies. So there's a slight issue, and I may ask the committee attorneys to weigh in. So the top threshold on Councilmember Kama's proposal does exceed what we advertised, what the council advertised for its RPT range of rates.
interesting. Yeah.
But I will say that we were able to work with RPT, and they were able to at least provide us for up to 4.5 million values for those. I can email out what they provided for that to the committee if they're interested in that.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Sorry,
No, no,
I was
I did the
being-
same thing on my stuff.
I was being aggressive.
Okay, so,
Mr. Kruger, when you email it out to us, is it in the form of an Excel plug-and-play spreadsheet?
It is.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, is that FN14, the email that you sent? And it has the tabs at the bottom, certified. Oh, there's a certified, found it. Okay, it's, the mayor's proposal is up to 1 million. Oh, that's not owner occupied, okay. Where
I
is
think,
owner occupied? It's at
the
bottom.
one.
1.3, and
Top.
then 1.3 to, with a dollar to 3, and then more than 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
apologies. So the one that came with FN14, yes, that should have all of the initial proposals that we requested in FN14, that spreadsheet. This is an additional spreadsheet. I'm just about to hit send on my email.
Okay.
Because the one on FN14 was not advertised, so we can't go that high for the third tier.
Oh, but tier 3 on the cert, the first tab, certified, is 3 million and above. Or above, or more than 3 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they went to the up of what we advertised, and so that's like, what, 4.5 you said, James?
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
So we can't go all the way up to 5 million, but we can go up to 4.5.
Oh, and we requested that?
No, that's the upper limit of what was posted.
Oh, okay, so I'm saying 3?
No,
Is 3 not
James-
okay? 3 is
Okay.
below?
James said that he requested up to 4.5 because that's the upper limit, and it's as close to Member Kama's request as we can get with what we posted. So he's hitting send.
Got it.
Okay.
All right, so same tier 1 and 2, and then the tier 3 is above 4.5 million. I'm okay with that too.
Tier 3 is 4.5 million up. I kind of prefer this one personally after the Stable Road Brado and testify. His property is like 5 million and he paid $12,000 taxes last year.
So, Chair, I move to set the tiers for owner occupied. Member Kama's proposal for tier one up to 1.3 million, tier two, 1.3 and a dollar to 4.5, and then tier three of more than 4.5.
Okay, is there a second? Motion made by Member Rollins Fernandez, second by Member Kama. Okay, we got the tiers and the rates.
Do you want to take a vote on that first?
Sure, if you want to do it, sure.
I would like to take a vote on that
All right.
before we set the tiers.
Okay, all in favor?
Sorry, the tier rates.
All in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, who is missing is Member Uhajan. So 8 ayes, motion carries. Go ahead, next.
Okay, so for tier one up to 1.3 million, I propose 1.6
Okay.
or $1.60, sorry.
And tier 2?
For tier one, owner occupied, 1.6.
And tier 2?
You want to just keep going? Okay. Let me find my tier two. 1.9 and 6.5. $1.90 and then 6.50.
650.
Yes. Yes.
Now,
Member Johnson.
can I second that? I'm sorry, did we get?
That's my motion.
Okay, I second that.
Okay. Motion made by Member Rollins Fernandez, second by Member Johnson. Discussion. No discussion. Okay,
That's a little high, that's a little high for
You
me.
want to know what the totals are?
Yeah, I'm just crunching it now.
Oh, okay.
It's like an additional 600,000 roughly. $597,854.
Personally, the owner occupied, I'd like to leave it alone.
I can't
Like,
hear you.
You lowered
Member.
it.
I can't-
I'll speak with you.
Oh, no, I didn't hear what you said. Go ahead.
I like lowering the first and second tier. I think raising the third tier to 650 is excessive. It's maybe $4. That's the one tier that we're striving to encourage people to have and hopefully not be maxed out of their house. I don't know.
Okay. So you want to recommend the lower, you like the first two rates and the third tier, you want it to be lower?
Yeah, the third tier, like 5. You want a 650?
I'm open to suggestions. I can change it to 5 if you want.
You want to change it to 550?
550?
Is that what you said?
Sure, friendly amendment. So it's a reduction of 10 cents for tier one, flat on tier two, and then an increase by 225 on tier three.
240 for tier 3, an increase of 240. No?
Chair, $2.40 increase on tier 3.
Sorry, what?
$2.40 increase on tier 3. If you go $3.10 plus $2.40, it's $5.50.
Oh, $1 less.
Point of clarification.
Yes, Member Paulson.
So, are we bringing in $1,165,159 less revenue than the mayor's proposal?
My calculation says 598, but
At 550, we're bringing in 1.16 something less,
1.165. Sorry.
million less than what the mayor
Why would it be
proposed.
less?
Oh, because I reduced tier one by 10 cents. That was part of the proposal. Because we can't, the assessments came in like 30% higher, and we can't increase the homeowner's exemption for this year, so it's the same thing as like increasing the homeowner's exemption by reducing the rate. But because tier 1 is every property that's in the class, then has the largest value. So any small adjustment results in a larger change.
Okay,
So if we raise it from Chair?
yes, go
May
ahead.
I?
Yeah,
If tier 3 for owner occupied is increased from 310 to 550, then that's an increase of $2,412,000. No. It's an increase, not a decrease. If you're raising from 310 to 550.
Obviously.
So instead of generating $3,116,707, you're generating $5,529,641. For a net increase of $2,412,937. Is that correct?
Chair?
Tomorrow, math meter.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I
Okay.
figure you guys know what you're doing.
Okay.
yes,
Chair, if using the mayor's proposed tiers, yes, raising the third tier to $5.5 would generate that. But I think right now, using the proposed tier of more than 4.5 million, $5.5 I'm showing generates $3.12 million approximately.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
So I know the goal is to increase, but I didn't want to increase it on our residents, owner occupied. And everyone's property assessments went up. So, folks that bought when it was like, 700,000 are now like $1 million, so.
Thank you, Chair.
Go ahead.
I
Maybe we can
concur. I
table this one
misunderstood
for
that. I thought you were going higher, so I came lower than you. What did you propose for tier 3? For the
Oh, it
mayor?
was higher.
Owner occupied?
It was 650.
It was higher.
Yeah.
So,
If you want to go 550, I'm open to that.
No,
but,
I'm just-
the reason that it's so much less is because I propose reducing tier 1 to 160 by 10 cents.
Right.
And that's the largest value
The
tier.
largest group.
And so it results in a negative $2 million with that 10 cents change.
okay, I got it. And so it affects the smallest quantity of owner occupied residents because it's,
Oh, it affects everyone in the class because everyone's in tier 1.
but the people who are over $3 million in that category are only 1 million.
Oh, we set the tier 3, 4.5 million.
Yeah.
So because we set the tier higher, then there's less total valuation to multiply the rate by. But if we left it at the mayor's tiers, then there would be more value in that tier 3. So it would be 1 billion versus 567 million.
Okay.
So it's like half by reducing it to, by increasing it from tier 3 over 3 million to tier 3 more than 4.5 million. So if we wanted to use the mayor's threshold, then it would result in a higher
Okay.
change. Yeah.
Mayor,
yes.
I thank my colleague for the clarification because I was using the mayor's tiers. No, and so that's how it was generating additional revenue and thinking that it was affecting the least amount of people.
So tier 3 is the least amount of properties in that class. Oh. Okay, and then I'm open to more discussion.
Okay. So,
And another, thing we can do is not make motions, and then we can just like set
story.
things and then adjust as we, continue.
okay,
So we can leave it at where it's
Okay.
at now, if, and then we can continue on to see if we can adjust enough in the non-owner occupied, other classifications, apartment, hotel, et cetera.
all right,
So I'll withdraw my motion.
okay. Withdraw a second, okay, good. All right, so, you're at, your proposed, is 160,
It's negative 1,165,319.
okay,
And it doesn't have to stay there, but if we're not ready for other proposals at this time, we can move forward with another classification and then see how we adjust those. And if we still feel uncomfortable with giving tier 1 a 10 cents, like 10 cents less, because it results in a negative 2 million, then we can come back and we can change that later.
all right? So you want to move, go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
I'm asking for, are we using the mayor's tiers or alternate tiers?
So earlier, member Kama had proposed increasing the tier 3 to 4.5, and so I made that motion and everyone voted for it. But we don't have to stick with that. We can use the mayor's if,
No,
if we
I-
decide we want to change it later.
That's going in the right direction. Thank you for the
Oh, okay.
clarification.
Okay. All right. So you want to go to the next long-term rental?
Non-owner occupied.
Non-owner occupied.
I propose setting the tiers at tier 1, 1 million, up to 1 million, tier 2, 1 to 1.5, 4.5, and tier 3 about more than 4.5.
Non-owner occupied.
Isn't that what the mayor has?
I support that.
Okay, good.
I'm going to change the rates, but I'm going to leave the threshold. I mean, that's my proposal. I'm open to others.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the rates, flat tier 1, 587, $5.87. Tier 2, $9.50, and tier 3, $18.
What is the last one? 18.
Correct. So that would yield no additional funds in tier 1 because it's the same as what the mayor proposed. Tier 2 is $1 above what the mayor proposed, which would yield $5,362,172. And then tier 3 is $4 above what the mayor proposed, which would generate $15,681,015. And that would make up for the negative 1.1 million.
Okay.
This is something I could support, Chair. I think if we could get consensus on this, is that how you want to move forward with it?
I think we're just setting it, and then we're going to come back to it, and
Once we-
I'm cool with
once we go
that.
through. Okay. Okay.
You want me to keep going?
Anybody else? Member Kama has a
Okay.
bunch, but what do you want to do? And Member Paulton has, as well as Member Senency for non-owner.
I kind of lost my place. So non-owner occupied in the book, I see to 4.5, but on the cert, it says 1 to 1 to 3.
Yep, that's 2 million.
Is that what you see? In the book, it says to 4.5, but on the Excel spreadsheet, it says 3. Is that what you're looking at too?
Yeah, I see that on the cert as well.
To 3, not 4.5.
But I think oh, okay, I see the non-owner occupied tab. None of them have, oh,
Like,
No.
we might have got a wrong cert, because, and I guess, you know, if we're gonna keep it what it is, we can just go off the book instead of the fancy spreadsheet, but I really do like the Excel spreadsheet. But the spreadsheet of the mayor's one, to me, it doesn't match what the book says. Is that what everyone else is seeing, or is it just me? Okay. Okay.
page 1 of the book, non-owner occupied?
Yeah, it goes to 4.5,
Yeah.
but on the Excel spreadsheet, it's not.
Oh, okay. I can give you the numbers if you want.
Yeah, we'll just have to do manual math. We can't
Okay.
use the fancy.
So, for tier 1, it's 10,427,557,420.
So you're only changing the third tier of rate, or you're keeping the 2 mayor's rates and you're changing the third rate? Is that
No, I
what-
added $1 to tier 2, or I proposed adding a
So
dollar.
587, 950, and 14?
18.
Or 18?
Yeah,
587, 950, and 18?
yes.
Can you repeat what the tiers are?
Up to 1, 1 to 4.5, and 4.5. Up more than 4.5.
Okay, thank you.
And then 18?
Yes. And when I did the calculations, it was still less than 1%. I think it was 0.59%. I'm going to correct myself in just a second. Hold on.
So you got 21,043,186 plus. Yeah,
Yeah, 187. Yeah.
187. Oh, I didn't do the 0.8, that's fine. 21,043,187.
Shirley,
Yeah, while they're working on that, could you ask staff to figure out how much more did the mayor add to the budget? Remember all these millions of dollars he added to the budget in addition to the $7 million deficit?
staff, you understand the question?
Because we're not dealing with the original number anymore.
Chair, yes, we understand the question, but determining that might, I do not think we'll be able to do that in a timely fashion. Apologies, Chair.
No, you can take 15 minutes.
Here's-
Chair,
Yes.
oh, sorry, it's Christina.
Christi-
I was just kind of looking into, what Member Paulton was saying about the different numbers, because I was trying to figure that out as well. Because just like for the non-owner occupied class, in the rates and fees in Bill 41, the mayor's proposed budget has it at up to 3 million for tier 2 and then greater than 3 million in tier 3, which those tiers matches the actual signed in your real property certification. So not that spreadsheet the table that Member Paulton is talking about, that's like on the front page of the book, but I'm looking at the certification signed by the real property tax administrator. The values match the table, but the tiers match what's in the mayor's proposed budget. So if you look at that certification, the tiers are up to 3 million and then 3 million and above. But I'm only looking at this one, so I haven't checked all of them, but I looked at the values and it's the same, but different tiers.
So we don't know what is correct then?
Mahalo, Ms. Toshikio. So it's just 1 to 3 and then above more than 3 with those values?
Yes.
Okay, I can stick with that. I mean,
but the values are the same. It's just the tiers are different.
The threshold set.
So which is correct?
1 to 3 and more than 3.
So what
I would have to double check with the real property tax administrator, but the one that I'm referring to that has the tiers of up to 3 million and 3 million and above, those thresholds, those are the signed ones at the beginning for the certification, where she signs upon for each class.
What is this first page about? Nothing then?
I'm not sure. It might just be a summary.
No, the first page in the certification has tiers up to 4.5 and plus.
Oh, right. Thank you. I don't have a copy of that book. I'm looking at Granicus, what was entered, and it's after the transmittal from the finance director. There's a series of pages that has certified amounts. I'm not sure if it's contained in that same book or maybe it's later.
Is the budget director still on?
Director Milner?
Yes, Chair, can I just clarify that the concern is that the numbers provided in what was sent by RPT don't seem to match the 1.45 in the first page of the certification book, and the bill says 1.3, but the certification says 4.5?
Yeah, the first page of the certification book is different, and we don't know why.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying. I am looking into that right now, and I will get right back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
So, Chair,
Yes.
I'm going to ask you and everybody this. So basically, the sheet that has the cert as the first, and then all the rest of them, that cert is different than this. Okay. That's the challenge. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
No, you're not losing it, unless we're all losing it together, which could also be possible. We're gonna find out. But we can also move on. I propose a 5-cent increase to hotel resort. And it could potentially generate 231,000 increase.
So for hotel, you're saying what? 5 cents.
Yes. I think so. It's just 5 cents.
Just for discussion, I'll be voting no on all of the proposals.
Oh,
Because if we found some projects worth 60 million, we could all go home rather than nickel and diming this real property tax supply revenues.
I hear 10 cents by Chair Lee. I support that too. Yeah, I got a nickel, she got a dime.
I went a quarter.
Okay,
Oh,
okay, so.
Member Cook says 25 cents.
My proposal for a hotel, I was gonna bring it up to same as a timeshare.
1460?
Mm-hmm. Is that too much, Chair Lee? You
That-
pretty sure?
That would generate 13.
That would give us 13 million.
Mike's.
What did they do with all their money since 2019?
One of the challenges, Chair, may I weigh in
ahead.
on the hotels? One of the challenges of the hotels is they have such huge overhead operating costs that's really constant. So, and since their income isn't constant, I'd be more than happy to have the tourists pay more. My concern is
You get some
basically the
grapes.
hotels, contrary to timeshares, have a high staff, all the different services and everything that they have. And so, burdening them more, I don't know. So,
Okay.
I don't know if they're making money hand over fist. I think that with COVID and everything and the fires and blah, blah, blah. So I tend to, I could go a quarter, but I wouldn't want to.
25 cents above that, I would be interested in that. You know, I don't know. Go
I think
ahead.
it's $1.1 million.
I don't know of any big hotels that have closed down after COVID, after the fires. I think a lot of them are taking their opportunity now to do renovations. In fact, that's what we heard some of the people who advocate, I don't want to call them lobbyists because I'm not sure if they're registered, but the advocates say now is the best time to renovate the hotel. And as we know, renovations of hotels is not just 10 years and you're done. You have to renovate all the time. So I think they could take advantage and renovate now if their numbers are down.
Well, I think that may be what they're doing. And then also the process of when they're renovating, they're making huge capital investments into it. So anyway, I think that some people will be pissed at me at a quarter, but that's.
Well, I like your suggestion of 25 cents. I mean, it's definitely getting us on the way because we do have a hole to fill. That 60 million, I do believe, is the number. And I also don't see any, I mean, I think now is if it's an opportunity for them to renovate, and I hear a lot of people who are renovating the hotels. That's what we're hearing.
Okay, so from 1180,
To 12. I came with a nickel and Member Cook came with a quarter. Okay, shall we go to the next one? I don't have a proposal for timeshare. No, I was just gonna leave it.
timeshare is 1460.
But if you wanted to nickel dime there, we could also add a nickel, dime, or quarter.
I would say they should go to at least 18 if our highest owner of, highest tier of non-owner occupied is 18.
All right, so 18 would generate 14.2 million.
There you go. That's significant. But
I would caution that last time we did that, they sued us and we were tied up for a long time.
Yeah, I've been thinking timeshare is the one that has the most challenges.
Well, can I speak to the idea of people pushing back on this? Right now, I speaking to someone in finance that a lot of non-owner occupieds and a lot of out-of-state folks are the ones who are challenging and sending it. So how many cases are they winning? They're not winning any cases. Most of the time I'm hearing that they can challenge it, but at the end of the day, that's the rate. I haven't heard many people saying that
They don't challenge the rate,
they, you know what I mean?
appeal the value.
Appeal, that's the term I'm looking for.
Appeal the assessed
Right.
value.
So they're not winning their appeals. That's the actual term. I don't mean, oh, here comes Director Milner.
But in the meantime, it ties up
Director Milner.
50% of the revenue while they're under appeal. That's what it
Aloha,
says.
Chair. I have information for you on the question on page 1 of the certification, but I'm happy to provide that after you finish the timeshare discussion. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, I'm just having that discussion. I'm not going to propose bringing it up to 18. That's my 2 cents.
Okay. Okay, you want to, Director Milner has an answer. Okay, Director Milner.
Mahalo, Chair. Yes, so the 4.5 number on the first page is a typo. Apologies for that. It is 1.3. The certified values are correct for the tiers as presented in the budget. So if you look at page 3 and 5, you'll see that the pages that were signed have the $3 million rate. So apologies for the typo, and the Department of Finance will get that corrected on page 1.
Page 3 and 5.
Yes, Chair.
Chair, tier 3 is 5 million?
So,
No.
Apologies, Chair. I was providing page numbers. Tier 3 is more than 3 million. Tier 2 is $1 million and $1 to $3 million.
Director Milner.
for owner occupied. Member Fountain.
You know, since in looking at this, we thought we had that spread. Is there any way that finance could whip that up real quick as an Excel spreadsheet?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Councilmember Halton. I don't believe that finance is available at the moment to do that, unfortunately. But I will check with Director Martin and let you know.
Okay, because the young man from Stable Road, his house was like over $5 million. So he already was paying $12,000 a year tax just for living on the beach and it's requisite. Owner occupied. He said the guy, some executive knocked on the guy next door and bought his place for 17 mil or something. So that's why I would have liked the more than 4.5, or like how Member Kama had 5+, because he asked us not to tax him out of his home.
Apologies. So the two that have the 4.5 rate are non-owner occupied and commercialized residential. All the others have the $3 million rate. So you would like the tiers for non-owner occupied and commercialized residential up to 4.5 if possible?
Commercialized residential, I don't care about, but owner occupied. Oh shoot, never mind. That's non-owner occupied. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Mahalo.
Ms. Toshikio, you also are.
Yes, Chair, thank you. But Ms. Mueller just said what I was about to say, that, so I'm looking at the certified amounts. It's in your Granicus number 197. That starts on page 3. I think that's what she was referring to. And for those two of the certifications by class, so the certifications are, the tiers are different for non-owner occupied and commercialized residential. So they are correct in the certifications, is just reflected incorrectly on the summary that I believe you're looking at for page, it's that color-coded table. So I just wanted to clarify what I had said earlier about where the certification amounts that I was looking at. Since I think you have a book that's been prepared, but I was working off of your Granicus number 197.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Can I clarify with Ms. Toshikio?
Please.
Sorry. I know you don't have the book, but are we seeing the tiers are just the typo and the certified values and estimated revenues are correct in the book? And the typo is just the tiers, or is that a Miss Milner question?
The one that I was looking at, I just started looking at commercialized residential, but the one that for non-owner occupied, it's those numbers, the tiers are incorrect. But if you look at the assessed values on that page for non-owner occupied per tier, those match the assessed values that are in the certification, but the tiers are different. So I think that the assessed values are correct. It's just in that one table, the top level for each tier 2 and tier 3 are incorrect.
Okay, so like if I were to just cross out 4.5 and put 3, and in both places, everything else would be correct. Ms.
Yes.
Milner has a thumbs up. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, do we get that straightened out?
Yeah.
Do you want another proposal?
Sure.
All right. TBR, STRH. I left 1 and 2 and increased tier 3 to 1820. Yeah, with the thresholds, what the mayor proposed. Yes. I do see in FN 14 that Member Polton and Member Senenzi had other suggestions for the tier thresholds, if we wanted to also consider those.
Member Senenzi.
I do like Member Senenzi's.
Thank you. For mine, for tier 1 was to reduce to 800,000 so that we could push more into tiers 2 and 3, and then at the third tier we would take the average. So that was just my question to finance to get those numbers.
I'm open to that too. So tier 1 would be up to 800,000, tier 2 is 800 to 1.6 million, and tier 3 is more than 1.6 million.
Yeah.
And what are your proposed rates?
With the exact same rates as the mayor, that generates like about 5.5 million roughly, a little bit less than 5.5 million, with the same rates as the mayor.
And I can leave it to you all to play with the rates to adjust to what we need, Chair. Thank you.
Okay, so everybody sounds like, or seems like they like your tiers. Any discussion? Member Kama's nodding her head. No? That works? Okay, and with the rates as proposed by the mayor, yes.
So
Oh, okay, go ahead.
okay, Chair, to restate what Member Senenzi said, was keeping the rates the same as what the mayor had and lowering the tiers.
Yes. Is that right, Member Senenzi?
Yes, and again, I'll leave it to the body to adjust it. That was just to generate how much with the mayor's proposal. the mayor's rates.
Is it, Chair, is it simpler to increase the rates?
Well, you'll generate more revenue if you increase the rates. I don't know about simple. I mean, it's simple because we have an Excel spreadsheet where we just plug in the numbers. Do you want to increase the rates?
So I have 12.55, 13.50, and 18.20.
1350 and
18.20. $18.20.
And the first rate is what for tier one?
12.55.
1255.
And the second one,
13.50.
Chair,
Yes.
is there somebody's option that could use member Rollins Fernandez rates, revised rates, but with higher tiers for tier 3?
Says member Paulton has higher rates for tier 3.
It's mine is instead of 1.6, mine is 2 mil for tier 3. You want to try plug in Rollins Fernandez rates on my tiers
yeah,
instead
yours
of
is-
Shane's one? Because with Shane's one, she generated almost 24.5 million. If you plug it into mine's one,
That's, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the TVRs, but I know that they're all having a hard time. And then we're hoping that we can buy those units.
True.
so if you use member Rollins Fernandez rates on my tiers, it generates $19,745,875. If you use it on member Sinensi's rates, it generates $24,489,904.
Was the tier 3 was at 1850?
20.
1820.
18. Okay, thank you.
Any more discussion? You want to come back to it?
I have another proposal.
Okay.
Long-term rental tier 3, more than 3 million, $1 to $9.
Are you going off of member commas rates or tiers? My tiers are the mayor's tiers.
The mayor's tiers.
Okay, mayor's tiers.
So I got $117,172 more. Okay.
So, Chair,
Yes.
I have a question. The commercial residential for bed and breakfasts, is it possible for us to change it to owner occupied, or is that a different parameter from where we're at right now?
So you're talking about commercial residential. Is that what you just
Is
said?
that in the wrong
Commercial
word?
residential.
From commercial residential to owner occupied. Okay, that's what, so just change the rates.
Yeah, that's what the testifiers were saying. How-
Yeah, I know, I'm just asking.
I think that's all the proposals I have.
Okay, so long-term rental, your other proposal is that tier 3 would go to $9.
Yes.
Okay.
I have something to look at for long-term rental. If we go with my tiers, which is 0 to 1.3, 1.3 and $1 to 5 million, and then more than 5 million. And then you have tier 1 at $3, tier 2 at $5, and tier 3 at $18.
Who was that?
Chair,
So, yes.
could they repeat I believe that was a change in long-term rental rates? And was it the same tiers as the mayor's?
It was, I proposed 0, if you click on the long-term rental tab at the bottom of your Excel spreadsheet, my proposal is the one on top. And then I plugged in 3, 5, and 18. Oh, sorry. No, I mean, that could be hers one, actually. So, member comma's proposal. I'm working off member comma's proposal. And I guess the way so that generates maybe $367,640. But if you own a house worth more than 5 million, how affordable are you renting it out is a little bit what I'm saying. That might be Mr. Crowley's case of the cottage where the maintenance worker lives or something.
Chair,
Okay. Yes.
I think this one for long-term rental will have the same problem as, it's over, yeah. I think 4.5 is the limit. Yeah, thank you.
So then 4.5 is as high up as we could go.
Yeah.
In the spreadsheet that staff just emailed us tonight, it has the 4.5 in the TK request. So if we wanted to go with that one, we can go off of that spreadsheet.
Okay, let's see how much that generates. Oh, it might generate more actually. Almost $500,000. 495,856. that generated like
non-owner occupied.
I have a proposal for
spreadsheet.
non-occupied,
Tier 3,
huh?
$25, 43 million.
I had, according to the mayor's spread rates, 650, 9, and 15. What did you have? For anything over 4.5? Mine would generate 9,250,000.
There you go.
Mine's 14.
Chair.
Yes,
Can I ask a question of Ms. Toshikyo?
yes. Ms. Toshikio.
Hey, Ms. Toshikyo, thanks for hanging out with us. If we increase the revenue, do we also have to make corresponding increases to all our percentage funds like open space and affordable housing and what else is there?
That's right.
For open space and affordable housing? Well, Ms. Miller can correct me if I'm wrong, but at least for affordable housing, I believe more than the charter required percentage was transferred earlier. So I'm supposing if the transfer is less than what would be required under the charter and the new increase in revenue, then yes, you would have to make a corresponding transfer. And similarly, I don't know from the calculations how much of the open space fund had been transferred.
Hey, Ms. Milner.
Hey, council members. So for the Affordable Housing Fund, as right now, according to my calculations, we're transferring 46,959,284 in there, which is currently well over the 3% that's required. So as long as it stays that way, no adjustments will be needed. But for the open space fund, the transfer was solely 1% of the RPT. So anything that increases above that will need to be transferred. And so you need to ensure you increase your revenues by enough to cover whatever that 1% difference ends up being. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll revisit that if we need to.
I think we have to. It's the law.
So was it Member Kama? You had a question? Oh. Yeah. Okay. Chair Lee.
Why is Corp Council making Christina Toshikio work tonight?
Oh, because her father's funeral.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be late.
So we should.
She'll be exhausted tomorrow.
I don't know if it's Corp Council. It feels like it's us.
Okay. I know, tomorrow's she must be very busy with her family too. All right, members. Proceeding on.
I don't have any other amendments or proposals.
Okay, owner occupied, you made your proposals. Member Ross
I
Fernandez.
made proposals for all of them already,
Okay.
the ones that I had proposals for.
Okay.
Has
Member
anybody, how does the body feel about short-term rentals? Did we have any changes?
Mm-hmm.
And we're comfortable with I think we did tier 3. Did we do tier 1 and 2s?
We had two proposals for short-term rentals. With member Sinensi's rate, we
Yep.
generated $24,489,904. With my rate, we would have, or not rate, tiers, we would have generated $19,745,875.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. I won't propose mine then because yours is bigger. Or I don't even know that.
Well,
but-
one of the two. I mean, we didn't choose one.
Okay. For mine's, it's the same as the mayor's as far as the tiers, but I think actually mine might be bigger. But for the first tier, it's $13.50, and that's last year's tier 2. And then for tier 2, it would be $15, and that's last year's tier 3. And I think we did tier 3. Oh no, no one did $18 at tier 3, right? I don't see that in mine. I see it 15. So. Oh. Okay. Well, my tier 3 would be 18.
Tier 2 is, would be more.
Okay. My tier 2 is at $15 flat.
Tier 2?
Yes.
31.
Anyone
With
know?
member Sinensi's proposed thresholds.
Okay, we're gonna do member Sinensi's proposed. Okay, you said.
What did Ms. Toomtop recommend for non-owner occupied? Tier 3, $18. Was that it?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she did say 18, didn't she, for tier 3?
But what
And then
did she say for tier 1 and 2?
I don't think she gave a recommendation. I just recall my
Tier
mind
3.
triggering tier
Yeah.
3 at 18.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, and I said 1820 for the TVRs.
That's when
What?
the Chamber of Commerce comes in and says 18, I think that's,
Oh,
that's pretty good.
For owner occupied
For
or
no,
TVR?
for TVR,
18.
18.
I thought she said non-owner
Or
occupied.
did she,
Yeah.
oh,
So we have it at
okay,
18.
all right.
And then.
I beg your pardon, that was non-owner occupied.
Yeah.
That would generate an additional $15,681,014.
That's something the body would consider? I mean, I want to try.
I'll listen to Pam.
She'll be happy.
And then I think Mr. Crowley said all the highest tiers the same. So then if we go with timeshare at $18, that's another $14,288,031. So with non-owner occupied short-term rentals and timeshare, we could get up to 49,714,920. But think we might suffer from appeals next year.
Chair, I'm sorry, I was focusing on my sheet. What was the timeshare? I had 1275, 1375, 1575. What was proposed?
If we go to $18, then we'll generate 14,288,031.
Okay. If it goes 1275, 1375, 1575, it generates 6,560,465. That's 75 cents added to each one.
For TVR?
For TVR with the mayor's tiers.
Mm.
So what are your tiers? I mean, what is your rate, sorry, again?
75 cents. I mean, that's just my proposal, 75 cents a piece. It adds 6.5 million, $6,560,465.
I think I'd rather play around with the tiers, either members in NC or mine one.
Okay.
So the tiers, to make more money, principally, you're lowering the tiers.
Staff, could you put this on the screen so that everybody can see what we're talking about? Members are talking about? Your spreadsheet.
We're a little all over the place, to be fair. So, I mean, I don't know.
So, Chair,
What,
can I make a comment to the
Yes.
group?
Yes.
By keeping the tiers that have some variation between them, it's kind of separates out the people who are sort of more modest income, moderate income, and a higher income. If we compress the tiers, then the people, everybody's kind of getting hammered. I don't know.
Oh,
That's
it's
the
hard to
idea.
see, yeah.
Is there a way to zoom that in so it's legible?
Well, we can sit here and, I'd like to hear that because that could end this really quickly if you got us to 60 million and we can,
That was everyone together.
yeah. As in,
Okay. You want to,
if we got there through all of us as a collaborative effort, because I definitely listened to I think everybody had a bit of a piece to this. So can we just
Well,
hear it?
put it out there and then move on?
Chair, if we could have it as a reference point as we continue to check and some other options. Some of them strike me as for the economy and what we have coming with tariffs and everything, insurance increases, our local residents not being paid adequately and making enough money, the rental issues, electrical, that I'd just like to keep those in mind. It's like
okay, wait, I'm going to,
being as soft as we can and spreading it out, but getting the money that we need and not assuming that necessarily any one group can really share the burden on. I would say one thing, I think that timeshares there's several, I don't know, there's a few hundred of them,
Yeah.
more coming online that
Oh, yeah?
aren't, well, the Hilton. And they're really nice, and I don't want to be punitive, but I just want to point that out. If we raise it a little bit, and then there's more of those coming on the market because they are being constructed, then we have some forecasting that we're going to be generating more revenue, as opposed to looking at it as if it's stagnant and raising it up to raise the revenue.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded like we all were working off each other's work, which
Yeah,
is exactly what we want to do. We got to the number. Maybe we could hear it for the record and move on.
Mike?
I thought my hearing aids died. Thank you.
So I asked staff to put up the spreadsheet so that you can see, it sounds like you're coming to maybe some decisions so that everybody can talk from one document. Chair Lee?
Well, it seems that the group came up with a number, so that's something right now, which probably could be tweaked, but are there other options besides real property tax increases?
I like that.
Because,
Yeah. So
yeah, besides that.
my
And-
staff,
Mhm.
if you want to talk about that, my staff, which is
Michelle?
Michelle Yoshimura, right? She worked really hard on this with Jordan Hele. And they basically have some, put together some proposals for where we could possibly look at cutting if you would like to.
Sure, but you're going to talk about a total, right? You're not going to just give all individual projects?
Yeah, it's basically with CIP.
For a total of what?
Oh, we didn't look at it. Well, let me pull it up.
I mean, like, are we in the $60 million range, or we're in the $10.95 range?
I have a motion.
Okay, here you go. Member Paulton.
I move to amend commercial from 605 to 629.
Commercial,
If I get a second, I'll explain.
Second.
Huh? Commercial is right after apartment.
So it looks like our commercial rate used to be 629 in fiscal year 21 and fiscal year 22. Then we lowered it to 605, and I'm kind of assuming that's like kind of COVID related. And now a lot of Lahaina folks had to replace everything, so they bought a lot of stuff. Home Depot, Lowe's.
So does that make 653,497?
I got 627,595, but
That's at 629.
at 629. It's not tiered. Just in the interest of bringing us back to where it was, I guess. And if we follow the same suit, apartment used to be 555. So we're not, and industrial used to be 720. So those kind of things would just bring us back to where we were in fiscal year 21 and 22 with the rates, although the assessment is probably much higher. But those rates are not like unheard of, but the assessment is more.
For apartment, if we went up not to 525, but to 450, it's 720,000.
And it used to be 555, but yeah. 450, you said?
Yeah, apartment.
Too bad this bar graph doesn't also have one for the assessed value. They probably do, yeah? But here it's on page 6 of the second part. Yeah, I'd be okay with bringing apartment close to back what it was, commercial close to back what it was, and industrial close to back what it was. Because if you look on page 6, bar graphs over the years. Oh, but industrial was 720, but this is certified revenue, not assessed value, so they might have built more or something, or I don't know.
Members, it's 9:36. I didn't want to do this late, but can we kind of, I think we're almost there. If you guys are ready, I'm ready. I think the term was I'll turn into a pumpkin if it gets too late. Remember the council members used to say that?
Yours was pineapple. Okay. Okay, so, member Rollins Fernandez, you've been keeping a, tally of where we are with the discussions?
On the different discussions, yes.
Okay.
We can start with the non-owner occupied.
So, Mr. Kruger, you want to keep track? Yeah, it's really hard to see yours, but at least if we're talking about it, then you can be in sync with the totals. So, one moment. Okay, then we can look at.
Oh, that's good.
Just if that's
Ready?
hard, you can look at your own screen.
You ready? All right. So for non-owner occupied, I think we did up to 1, 1 to 3, and over 3. Right?
Yeah.
So those are the thresholds. Okay, and that's what they got on the screen. And then flat for tier 1 rate, 950 and 18 for tier 3. Tier 2, 950, and tier 3, 18. Yes. Oh, you gotta turn on your mic. Same, 587. $587. The same as the mayor's proposal. 950. 18. 21 million. Okay, and then apartment, we do have a live motion on the floor as well.
For 450?
450, for the commercial. That
Oh,
was,
for
that
the
was
commercial.
motion, yeah. So for apartment, no thresholds, no tiers, 450. Hotel resort, 12. Timeshare, 18. And then TVRs, Member Sinensi's proposal of tier 1 up to 800. Oh, yeah, 1 to, 8 to, 8 to 1.6 and above 1.6. And then, I think we got some from Member
1255.
Johnson, yeah, 1255, 15, and 1820.
I thought the middle one stayed at 1350.
Oh, Member Johnson had a $15 proposal.
Oh, okay.
So this is timeshare,
No,
Short-term
that's
rental.
TVRs.
TVR?
Yes.
Okay, so what was it again? Your numbers? the rates?
1255, 15, and 1820.
Okay.
And then the long-term rental, I think we went with Member Comma's thresholds of up to 1.3 million, 1.3 to 4.5, and more than 4.5. And tier 1 flat, tier 2 flat, and tier 3 18. Okay, and then ag, you want to do ag, Member Johnson?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so ag is the same at 574, conservation at 643, commercial, no tiers, 629.
Commercial, 629?
Same,
Did you say 629
629.
for commercial?
And then industrial, 710. And then commercial residential, we didn't really talk about it, but I just have the mayor's proposal, and then tier 3, $9.
Commercial residential.
I forgot that I did have that proposal and I didn't say it earlier. And that should be all of it. And I think I calculated 68,653,551.
You know, I kind of do want to do the ag tiers because we did work on it, and I'm
Just tell
just
Mr.
gonna-
Kruger, he'll put it in right now.
Okay. So tier 1, I had it at up to 3.3 million.
All right, you can't
Or-
put the 3 though, it's just
Okay,
3.
Then just one or?
Just 3,
Okay, 3,
up to 3.
5.74. Tier,
3 to,
I had it 3 to 8.
I believe he requested 3.3 million.
Yes.
We received from Director Martin, what was in the letter. So the threshold for 3 million, 3 to 8.5 mil, and more than 8.5 mil. So the reason that right now we cannot put it at 3.3 mil is that we simply don't know how much of the current value falls in that.
There's quite a bit of fish.
So again, like the work that we did, I kind of want to recognize it. But if, it's up to the body, I don't know. It's just I feel like, we worked on it. I wanted to make it so it would show, but at the end of the day, I wanted to kind of keep Haleakala Ranch in tier 1.
And I would just say that's great. I totally agree. But in the big picture, it's like 50,000.
Yours is easier. 2 tiers is easy. Mr. Kruger, would you mind? I'm sorry to make you go backwards, but your tiers can you say your tiers?
Up to 7 million and more than 7 million. And we still get some of the fish. Next year we can get more fish.
Okay. I know everybody's tired and everybody wants to go home, but I just wanted to make a point that we did do the right thing, and because of a typo, I don't want to make the work go away. That's what I said last year.
Yeah,
So
but we helped you correct it.
I'd like to run something by everybody.
Okay,
Using the mayor's tiers, commercial residential, 1.6 tier 1, 2 tier 2, and 8 tier 3. It cost us $726,807, and it puts apparently a handful of people back into closer to the owner occupied category.
I'm sorry, which class?
Okay, commercial residential,
Commercial residential.
yeah. So currently,
What are the tier thresholds?
tier
1,
tier
1.4
1 is 160, tier 2 is 2, which is the same as owner occupied, and tier 3 is 8.
Try that again? Tier 1 and 2?
Tier 1 is 160, tier 2 is 2, tier 3 is 8.
Wow, what a jump.
And that is actually cost a little bit, but it's in a very small category with not really that many taxpayers in it. So I propose that.
And the tiers in that were what, again?
Tier, it's up to $1 million for tier one.
Oh, same tiers, same.
It's same thing as the mayor's. So up to $1 million, up to from $1 million, $1 to $4 million, and more than 4.5 million.
Tier 3 should be 18 too.
And the justification is these people are residents for for all intents and purposes. When I was checking on the real property tax examples, there's a lot of very obvious commercial and places where people are also living like old school upstairs or businesses downstairs.
Apologies, Chair. I didn't quite catch that. Could I have that repeated one more time? I'm so sorry.
Sure, no problem. Tier one.
Sorry, Chair. It's Leslie. Can I just interrupt? Apologies. I think Councilmember Cook may be looking at the typos. So the mayor's proposed tiers are 1, 1 to 3, and more than 3 if you are using the mayor's proposed rates. So I just wanted to interject before Mr. Kruger had to type more.
No.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. For commercial residential, that's the case? Because on there again, on this, it's mistaken. Okay. Thank you
Yes,
for
that's
correcting.
on page 3. It is
Yeah.
correct, but that is a typo on page 1.
So
Thank you,
0
Chair.
to 1, 101 to 3, and then more than 3. Okay.
That's correct.
So 160 for tier 1, $2 for tier 2,
Oh, no.
and $8 for that. It's basically the same rates as owner occupied.
Oh, that's owner occupied and commercial residents are apples and oranges. They make a lot of money in those B&Bs, man. I mean, if you look at, just for example, Mr. Crowley, I don't mean to call him out, but he gave us his GE taxes, like the numbers he made. I don't think it would be considered to owner occupied. I mean,
It's a small group of people, and if you look, I agree, the B&B and the commercial residential and other people that are
I'm gonna use the mic, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and the other people who are other owner occupied. I'll give you an example in Kihei on Lapoa and South Kihei Road. Those multi-story that have businesses downstairs, barber shop, and residences upstairs. Okay, those are owner occupied. Those are commercial residential. Commercial residential, but they're, anyway, so it's just a proposal. I'm
No, I
advocating
hear
and
you,
asking.
but to compare them to owner occupied, it's a bit of a stretch for me.
For me, like the ones that Member Cook was talking about, like barber shop downstairs and like that, that's commercial providing a service to our residents. Whereas commercialized residential is, it's a benefit to commercial areas, but to other residents, like for West Maui at least, commercialized residential, TVR, short-term rental, these people add to our economy, but they also all come in the winter. And so when you go to Napili Market, you wait like half an hour in line. When you go to Napili Bay, you can't find any parking. So
For TVRs, I completely agree.
it's the same impact. It's just this money is going directly to someone that lives in our community. So they're not getting taxed at TVR rate. And I don't think they should get taxed at owner occupied rate. And I think that's why they created the commercialized residential. I'm okay with dropping it down a little bit, but not to like what owner occupied is.
Okay,
And I think the highest tier should remain high because those people have been getting owner occupied until we changed the law that one time. So they've been kind of scofflawing for many, many years.
I got a proposal.
Okay.
Scofflogging?
Scofflaw.
Scofflaw. I don't know, I'm still probably saying it wrong.
I'm
All right,
probably saying it
I got 3, 6, and 18. Yeah, so, okay, I'll meet you halfway. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
3, 6, and 18.
Yeah.
She said 18.
Well, it was 4, 5, and 8. So how about 3, 5, and 18? No,
3, 6, and,
350, 5, and 18.
okay, 350.
Oh, Chair?
Yes.
Apologies to interject. I think for the commercialized residential, we set the max rate at, the range of rates has the max at $12.
Okay, $12.
$12. How about 3, 4, and 12?
Oh, I got 3, 6.
Is
If you have more than,
2, 3, and 10?
10. Mike.
right,
So
the high
then
ones
let's
should
do
go
it
higher
12.
because there's fewer and they can afford it. If you want to give the little guys a tax break, we got to add a lot more to the big fish.
Okay, how about 2, 250, and 12?
2, 250, and 12. I can live with that.
I was matching the long-term rental. Long-term rental is $3 tier 1. And then
should.
to adjust, tier 2, I went to 6 to make up for the loss in tier 1. And then 12 in tier 3.
I hate to spoil the party,
Yeah.
but, if you don't have 5 votes, don't even bother talking about it,
Okay.
I'm trying to get 5 votes.
No, but you only have 2, maybe. And that's you voting 2 times, So it's not working, Tom. I know what you're trying to do, but, it's not working.
I guess we should leave commercialized residential.
We're
alone.
trying to help.
If we just
A
leave it
small
alone,
group
it
of
might be
people.
better and we can move on because, it is getting late, members. And I look at us working in the spirit of working together, but I hear you. Let's put this puppy to rest, I guess.
Okay, so,
Main thing, we're not skinning cats.
so
My puppy
Member
went to
Johnson.
bed without me.
my staff checked with Marcy Martin regarding your ag rates. And she said regarding Gabe's proposal, that may be a small difference. If he uses what he has, we can adjust on Monday, is what he said.
Wonderful.
Not he,
But
she said.
okay. So you want me to, Mr. Kruger, you need those tiers again?
So should I just put in what we have on the spreadsheet and then we can adjust on Monday, basically?
Yeah, let's wait till
For
Monday.
his, but
It'll likely not be very much.
Just save it.
It's not going to be a substantial change.
Save the spreadsheet, gavel out when we go home. Oh, we got to do more stuff? Okay.
Good try, Member Johnson.
I know
All
it's
right,
been way too-
Mr. Kruger, where did we land with the amount?
Well, apologies. I guess I just need 2 clarifications. One, what I should have in there for the commercialized residential.
Keep the mayor's proposal.
Okay.
Can we make it 10 for tier 3?
Do we have 5 votes?
Tier 3. 4.5 million above.
No, that's a typo. 3 million above.
Oh, right. Sorry, 3 million.
On what?
Commercialized.
And then I guess the other,
Commercialized residential.
5.5?
You guys are killing me.
Okay, fine. All right, mayor's proposal.
Okay,
Well,
What's your second clarification, Mr. Kruger?
just what should I put there in agricultural for now?
350 and 10.
Use my proposal for now.
Just leave Councilmember Paulton's for now, and we'll fix that on Monday.
Thank you. I think we went through everything starting from non-owner occupied. So I just wanted to confirm what should be there in the owner occupied rates.
For the owner occupied, I got 1.6, 1.9, and 5.5.
with these tiers and valuation as well?
Is that member Kamas?
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. So, right now we're showing the proposal would generate $712,270,170, about $68 million over the mayor.
Getting closer.
Yeah, I'm making
What was the
the-
target amount? That,
Apologies, just 1 second.
okay.
Chair,
Yes.
what happened with the question earlier about is there other ways to generate revenue besides raising the tax rates? When Chair Lee asked.
So actually, that question that Chair Lee asked is, my office put together some possible cuts as other options. And that's what Chair Lee is asking.
Okay, so it's not,
It's not,
okay, carryover savings and all these other categories are just like the mayor's Kuleana, we can't touch it.
No,
Yeah.
but what's the total of the projects? I mean, they like
Mike,
100,000 and it's not worth
Mike.
Chair Lee's asking the total of the projects that they put together that can be cut.
so, the cash that is available here is 8 million here.
What
And
were the
5.4.
projects that were cut?
So these are actually CIP, Public Works, right? So it's CIP projects, and it is something that we checked with Director Molina, if he would be interested. And from his communications with us, he said that these projects, he can, pick and choose whichever, and we could deduct some of the funds that are available, and I think it was like 10 or 25%, and he would be okay. I'm gonna ask my office for that spreadsheet to share with you. But do you want to do it after you finish the RPT?
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Is the total 8 million, or you have more?
The spreadsheets that I'm looking at is, sorry, 8, and I think it's 5. But what they looked at is how much of it could be, what percentage could be cut. So it's like 10, and they have these variables, and then we can look at it. So let me get it from my office. I'm going to call a short recess.
Oh, before you call a recess, can we get the target amount from Mr. Kruger?
Yeah, sure. So target amount is 60,472,133.
60 million what? For?
472,133.
Okay. What we are over. Okay, I'm going to call it, is it 10 minute, 10:15? Shall we come back?
Sounds good.
For that long break. Members, we are going to defer this item, continue on this discussion, and meet on Sunday at 11 o'clock. Okay? Okay, good.
Chair,
Yeah.
there's no need to defer right now, but if the bodies intend to recess, then you'll just need to